So understand that although slavery occurred to our people, it says, woe unto that man or that nation that does what?
Woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness.
So America was building off of unrighteousness, meaning the slavery and blood of our backs as a nation of people. But it would have never been that way if what? If we kept the commandments of God. Let's go back now. Read that again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16.
Read.
Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
So we were cursed in the city, then and now, and the field. Then and now. Give me Deuteronomy 28, verse 32. Again, this is Bible prophecy. You will probably never hear the book of Deuteronomy in your Christian church.
That's right.
You would never hear it. Why? Because that's so much controversy for our people. And with that causes our people to change. And if you don't want to change, then remain in the sin that you're in and get God's judgment as a result. Let's get more of a curse. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32.
Read.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand.
Read again from the top.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given another people.
So our sons and our daughters in 1619 and in 1492 were given to who?
Another people.
Another people. My brother, who were we sold to in slavery during that time?
To a white man.
Exactly. So this other people is talking about who? The white man. We were sold to the other people. That other people will be the so-called white man. Right. And every other nation had a hand in our captivity as well. Read that again for the top.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
That happened. This came to pass. Read.
And thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all day long.
So our eyes, when we saw our sons and our daughters being sold, long means to miss. We will miss our children forever, right? That pain would never escape us. That happened to our people. No nation of people has ever had that type of atrocity done to them. Read.
And there shall be no might in thy hand.
No might meaning no military might, right? When Master sold that young boy or girl, there wasn't a group of us coming together with an army to stop that. It happened and that was a done deal. They were sold to wherever we were scattered. That was the end of the story. Why? Because we broke the commandments of God. We broke God's commandments, so therefore slavery happened, right? So, read that again.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand.
Now, give me 2 Chronicles 27 and 9. Let's get more on this exact same topic. Because we've been so desensitized over slavery that that's now a thing of the past. That's now a thing of the past. Our people think that slavery is just came in and went. Yep. Read what you got.
The book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 27, verse 9.
Read.
And Jotham slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David, and Ahaz, his son, reigned in his stead.
Give me Lamentations chapter 1 and verse 5. Let's get more of what these curses is talking about. Understand? Because our people need to understand who they are according to the Bible. We suffer slavery. So that is the key indicator of who the children of Israel are. You need to understand that this Bible has always been for us, written by us. Read.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 1, verse 5.
Read.
Her adversaries are the chief, her enemies prosper. For the Lord hath afflicted her for the multitude of her transgressions. Her children are gone into captivity before thy enemy.
They done what?
Her children are gone into captivity before the enemy.
Our children have gone into captivity before the enemy, meaning the so-called white men and every other nation that had us in captivity.
The brother wanted to know a little bit more about how we know we the Israelites. Said he got to catch the bus real quick, so just fill him in real quick. So he gonna
I
show
heard
you.
that my uncle used to say that.
Because he didn't know that we the real Jews.
We the
Right.
real Jews, absolutely.
I didn't know that.
Matter of fact,
My uncle used to say it though, but he never broke it
My
down
brother.
for me though.
Okay, so listen.
I'm gonna show you in the Bible.
What's your name?
What,
Joe,
Joe?
Joe? Brother Uzziah, nice to meet you, bro. You come close, you good, you good. You come close, you good, you good. So, I'm gonna show you that it's Bible prophecy that there will be people that would say they are the Jews and that they would not be the true Jews. Read what you got.
The book of Revelations, chapter 2, verse 9.
Read.
And I know thy works and tribulation and poverty.
So, this is talking about the children of Israel. God is saying, I know your works and your tribulation and your poverty. We as a nation of people, we live what? In poverty, right? This is talking about us top to bottom. Read.
But thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
So the blasphemy, meaning the lies, God says he knows about those who say are the Jews and what?
And are not.
But what are they?
But are the synagogue of Satan.
Synagogue meaning the chief house of Satan, right? So a lot of our people just think those people that landed over there or what got moved over there, that they just been the Jews and that's the way it is. It's Bible prophecy that they would even be there, right? To be pretenders, to be fake Jews. Understand? Now, give me Deuteronomy 28:40. I'm going to show you how we know that we are the children of Israel. We are the true Jews because of this prophecy. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemy, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness.
Read again for the time.
Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemy, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So the Lord sent these enemies against the children of Israel, right? This is all done by his hands and his authority. Read.
In hunger,
And hunger. So if we want to go to any food or grocery restaurant around here, who owns that? Do we own that? The other nations own that. So-called white men own that. So we would have to come to them in hunger. Read.
and in thirst,
And in thirst. So the water we drink, right? Water comes free from the sky. But we got to pay, what, $2-3 damn for a bottle of the sun, right? It was never that way. Read.
and in nakedness.
And in nakedness, the clothes you see on your back. If you look at the price tag, no, not the price tag, but the tag, it says it was made where? All around the earth, right?
Yeah.
By other nations, not our people, right? So coming to them, even for the clothes on our back, that is a curse. Read.
And in one of all things.
And in one of all things. So every single thing that you want, birth certificate, driver's license, right? Marriage license, whatever it is, we got to go downtown Milwaukee to the federal building, don't we? We got to wait hand and foot on a white man to grant us those things. Why? Because you broke the commandments of God. Understand? So this here is slavery. 68. Read on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Yoke of iron upon thy neck. So who had yokes of iron throughout history during slavery? What nation people? We did, right? So don't ever let no one deceive you to say other nations experienced this. No, we are the only ones that fulfill this prophecy. We had yokes of iron upon our neck. That happened to our people. Do you hear this in the Christian church? You've never heard this before, have you? So this is a key identifier as to who the children of Israel are. We broke God's commandments, so therefore this happened. This happened. That's it on that. Go to verse 15. Deuteronomy 28:15. We're going to go there again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So, Moses is talking to the children of Israel from God that these laws that I'm going to give you, if you don't keep them, this is what's going to happen. So you read earlier that if we kept the commandments of God, we would be set on high above all nations. Do we live on high above all nations? We in the slums, hoods, and together, right? Clearly. So clearly we didn't keep the commandments of God. Otherwise we wouldn't suffer the way we do. I'll read that again.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Hearken meaning to listen. Read.
to observe and to do all his commandments
Come on.
and his statutes,
Read.
which I command thee this day,
Uh-huh.
that all these curses,
All these
shall-
what?
Curses,
Curses. Curses are good or bad thing. Bad, horrible. right? Read.
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So these curses is going to come upon you and overtake you. You're going to be overwhelmed with curses as a nation of people. Not just one brother or sister, a whole nation will be under these curses. Look around. We as a nation are under these curses, right? We all suffer the poverty. We all suffer being shot down the street, having a loved one that's gone through that, right? As a nation of people, we are viewed as such. Don't matter about your Jay-Z's and your Oprah Winfrey's. As a nation of people, we are at the bottom.
That's right.
Because we broke the commandments of God. Now, give me verse 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shall I be in the city, and cursed shall I be in the field.
So, here in America now in the cities, you can go to any city in America, and you look for our people, where they're going to be dwelling in the hood, right? You might get a handful here and there in the suburbs, but the vast majority of our people in every city in America is where? In the hood, right? We were cursing the city back then when we were living on the plantations, right? Plantations happened where? In the cities of America and all around the world. We were cursing the field back then, how? In the cotton field, in the slave fields, right? And now look at us now in the work field. Brother got to work at 2-3 temp services just to make it by, right? Brothers don't have opportunities the way the other nations do. Why? Because the Most High has it designed that way for His people who chose to transgress or break God's laws. Real quick, give me sin. Do you know what sin is according to the Bible?
I know it's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing. And you see, what you know right now, my brother, is very humble. Because you got to understand that our people, like up and down this everywhere, they do not know what sin means according to the Bible. Just like you said, they think sin is doing a bad thing. Cussing somebody out, cutting them off in traffic. No, sin, according to the Bible, is this right here. Read.
The book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 4.
The Bible is its own dictionary. Read.
Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law.
Read.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
So transgressing meaning to break. So if anyone commits sin, the children of Israel that is, you are in transgression, meaning you are breaking God's laws. For example, today's the Sabbath day, right? Did you know that?
I thought it was Sunday.
No. Let's give me Sabbath day. Give me Exodus 20 and 8. Hey, this is great because right now you learn it. You're not going to learn this at all in the Christian church. So you thought it was Sunday, the Sabbath day is today. So a lot of people don't know that. So therefore, this is the law. I'll read the law. Read.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 8.
Read.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shall thou labor and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou or thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them, and it rested the 7th day.
So, when you read from the top again, start again from the top.
Remember the 7th day and keep it holy.
You right there?
I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do Africans always actually join Islam?
That is not our religion, my brother. We are the Israelites. So,
Right.
yeah, Africans are never our people. That's a whole entire different nation. We are not Africans. That's another lie that we've been told. You got a lot of questions about how you miss your bus? Read that. No, you did. Go ahead.
It's a number on the back. It's
Number on
called.
the back. Number on the back.
Okay, man, I'm called, man. I learned something that I didn't know.
All praises.
Hey, I'm gonna call y'all, man. I might come to y'all service.
Give us a call, bro.
All praises. All praises. Give me verse 68, 28, 68. So the brother showed some humility and he expressed that he had learned something right here this moment. Right? But a lot of our people are too proud. They're too puffed up. You can't tell me not to be a Jehovah's Witness. You can't tell me not to be a Christian. I grew up on that, so therefore it has to be right. But the brother just humbled down. He actually heard men of the Lord bring the truth out to him, and now he got a little bit of knowledge and understanding.
That's